Students are dealing with many challenges due to COVID-19. One of them is paying for their off-campus housing without actually living in the residencies.
Rock Athletics may not be practicing at the gym or on the field, but their coaches are keeping in contact with them and getting them ready for next season. I'm Joshua Peters.
And I'm Samantha Amato, and you're listening to the Rock Talk, news brought to you by the SRU Rock Media.
Stay up to date with WSR-YOU-TV and the Rocket as we journey through the quarantine together.
Many students at Slippery Rock have off-campus housing leases. During the campus closure, students are still expected to pay their rent in full, even though many have returned home, lost their jobs, and many of the housing amenities have been shut down. Delaney Schaefer, a current tenant at Stonecrest Apartments, said she received an email March 25th stating that everyone must continue paying their monthly rent to the best of their abilities. If they cannot, they must submit documentation outlining why they are unable to pay, like job furlough or layoffs, and create a payment plan. Schaefer added that Stonecrest management emphasized that they will not be waiving rent, only delaying payments for those affected. Stina Evenstrom, an SRU student from Norway, said the Ivy at University Village is still charging full rate for rent, including charges for amenities like the clubhouse and volleyball court, which have been closed. She said that there is also an additional $20 service fee when paying online, which only further inconveniences tenants like her. She has no choice but to pay online because she doesn't have U.S. checks, only her Norwegian card. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Evenstrom tells us the Norwegian economy has also been impacted greatly when it comes to their currency. She said $1 is normally equivalent to 9 Norwegian krones. Because of the coronavirus impact, it has increased to 12 krones per U.S. dollar. She explained that she pays rent with U.S. dollars while her bank account has Norwegian currency, which means she is paying $200 more than she normally would. Alyssa Smith, a student who has recently moved out of her apartment at the Grove because she could no longer afford to live there. She said the Grove is still expecting all current tenants to pay the regular rate for rent, even though amenities such as the fitness center and clubhouse are closed. Smith said, quote, "The situation speaks for itself and shows how little the Grove's management cares about its tenants," end quote.
The Multiversity Housing Partners, or the MVHP, the owners and management of University Village, have been actively working with residents on waiving late fees for payments, as well as setting up payment plans or working through any hardships that students may be eligible for. According to Principal Anthony Magnelli, the Multiversity Property Management is launching a fund that will provide relief to residents of their communities. He also said that the MVHP Resident Helping Hand Fund has been created to provide financial relief to residents that have been adversely impacted by the coronavirus.
The Slippery Rock Student Government Association hosted its first town hall of the semester on Tuesday on Zoom to discuss inclusivity at SRU, including topics like retention, recruitment and admissions, social diversity, support systems, and faculty training. The panelists in attendance included the Assistant Director of the Office of Disability Services, Kim Cafaro, Assistant Director of Retention and Undergraduate Admissions, Carla Romero, Associate Provost of Global Engagement, Sam Heikkinen, Assistant Director of the Women's in Pride Center, Lyosha Gorshikov, Associate Professor of Psychology, Emily Keener, and Director of the Office of Inclusive Excellence, Corinne Gibson.
Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion, Maggie Calvert, started the town hall stating she wants to return to the SRU campus in the fall with a stronger, more inclusive community. This starts with having this conversation about inclusivity and diversity at Slippery Rock. Sam Heikkinen told a story about when he was giving a tour of this campus to students from another country, and a group of SRU students walked by and greeted them. He said this was the first time these students from another country made contact with someone who speaks English, and it made their day. This is an example of how you have no idea how much one gesture makes a difference. Lyosha Gorshikov said that student leaders must challenge themselves to be more inclusive. Students and faculty must continue to educate themselves on these various topics. Another topic discussed by Calvert and the Vice President of Student and Academic Affairs, Khalil Harper, was that they are making sure that there are still resources available for students with food insecurity, even with no one being on campus due to coronavirus. Calvert said that if you are in need of immediate care or food, you can fill out a care report, and those in need will be taken care of accordingly. Calvert wanted to make it clear that the university is still reviewing care reports even when students are physically not on campus.
A question asked of the panelists during the town hall was what are they going to do to support students throughout the time when students are doing online classes. Corinne Gibson said success coaches are making attempts to connect with students as well as multiple other student organizations. Kim Cafaro said as soon as SRU President Barry's emails started to go out about changing to remote methods of learning, she began to send emails out to students to let them know that offices are still open for students to contact them if they need support. The next SGA virtual town hall meeting will be on April 23rd at 5 p.m. on Zoom. The core forum will be open on April 17th at midnight until April 22nd. This event will feature a panel of guests to answer questions about campus sustainability.
Some good news for the Rock this week. John Papa wins Coach of the Year for the 21st time. Longtime cross-country and track and field coach John Papa was named as the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Coach of the Year for the 21st time on the heels of the women's indoor track team winning its 6th PSAC title, Papa's 25th total. Papa told the Rocket his staff and him work very hard to put the best product out there, the best team possible. He thinks a lot of it is Slippery Rock University itself is a great place to be, and a lot of our great athletes come here because it is such a great place.
According to Paul Lukin, the director of athletics at SRU, that in the event that sports at Slippery Rock are delayed or even canceled outright in the fall, there will be no chance of layoffs to any coaches or athletic staff. Lukin said that SRU would follow NCAA regulations in terms of a delay in the fall season. He said that if delays last until January or February, they might need to reconsider.
With the lack of access to the facilities or to their student athletes, Lukin says that the coaches have spent most of their time working online through Zoom. Lukin said that the coaches have worked on 4 areas during their time away from campus: fundraising, student support in academics and welfare, reviewing strength and conditioning, and recruiting. Every Friday, the coaches report to Lukin on what they've been working on throughout the week, exactly like the students have been reporting to the teachers while working from home. We truly are all in the same boat.
This week is Student Employee Appreciation Week, and Slippery Rock students are still working remotely from some departments on campus. Students have been managing Slippery Rock's social media all the way to helping design graphics for handshake promotions, which allows students to continue engaging with their peers and superiors from the comfort of their homes. Students like Emma Bergman, a senior public relations major, has worked for Housing and Residence Life and is currently working for the Office of Community Engaged Learning as a social media specialist. Bergman is working remotely from home by mainly training who will take her position upon graduation.
And that is all from us on this Friday, April 17th. Be sure to stay up to date with us all week on our Facebook page and on theonlinerocket.com.
Stay healthy and stay safe as we journey through the quarantine together.